Welcome. When we talk about the future, we're not just talking about flying cars and sci-fi anymore. We're talking about something that's already here, building the world around us, brick by digital brick. And that's ICT, Information and Communication Technology.
So let's just get right to the heart of it. Everything we're going to talk about today really comes down to this single massive question. Is all this incredible progress leading us to some kind of perfect world, or are we accidentally building a beautiful cage for ourselves? Let's look at both sides.
First up, the bright side. We have to start with the absolutely mind-blowing potential that ICT is unlocking.
And let's begin with something that matters to every single one of us, our health. Because medicine, as we know it, is on the brink of a total revolution.
Now this is where it gets really cool, because these aren't just separate ideas. They all connect. Just picture this. An AI that spots a disease years before a single symptom shows up. A surgeon in New York operating on a patient in a small town thousands of miles away using a robot. And medicine that isn't one size fits all, but is designed specifically for your DNA. It's predictive, it's incredibly precise, and it's all about you.
Okay, so beyond our own bodies, ICT is also completely redesigning the world we live in. Our homes, our cities, our entire global community.
What you're seeing here is a future where things like distance and where you were born just don't hold you back anymore. Imagine a city that manages its own traffic and energy perfectly. A kid in a remote village getting the same education as someone in a major metropolis. Or a house that just takes care of the little things for you. That's the real promise here, a world that's truly connected. And the scale of this? It's just staggering. The experts are saying over 50 billion connected devices in just the next few years. That's not a typo. Billion with a B. To put that in perspective, that's more than 6 devices for every single man, woman, and child on the planet.
This quote from the great computer scientist Alan Kay just nails the whole attitude behind this movement. It's this incredible optimism, this belief that we're not just passengers along for the ride, we are the architects. We are actively building a better tomorrow.
But okay, let's pump the brakes for a second. We have to be real. For every one of those amazing opportunities, there is a serious, formidable challenge waiting in the wings. So let's flip the coin over.
Think about it. A world with 50 billion connected devices is unbelievably convenient, right? But it's also a world with 50 billion new doors for hackers to try and break down. The very same network that can start your coffee maker from bed could, if it's not secure, give someone a backdoor into your entire life. Every convenience has a cost, and that cost is vulnerability.
And this brings us to what I call the progress paradox. AI and automation, they're fantastic for efficiency and productivity. But that efficiency often comes at a very human cost. Millions of jobs could simply disappear. So the real question becomes, how do we get all the benefits of automation without creating a massive crisis of unemployment?
And, this inequality problem leads us to something fundamental, something we call the digital divide. As technology becomes more and more essential for daily life, the people who get left behind aren't just missing out on the cool new stuff, they're at risk of being completely locked out of the modern world, from jobs to education to even healthcare.
And then there's the paradox that hits closest to home for so many of us. We built these incredible platforms to connect the entire world, right? But the very same algorithms that connect us can also trap us in these little bubbles, these echo chambers, where we only see and hear things we already agree with. The tools meant to bring us together can, and often do, wind up tearing us further apart. So, here we are, standing at a crossroads. On one side, you've got this incredible utopian promise. On the other, a pretty significant peril. But here's the most important thing to remember. The future is not set in stone. It hasn't been written yet. It all comes down to the choices that we make, starting right now. So what do? We don't just hit the brakes on progress, no way. We learn how to steer it. And here's a potential roadmap, a 4-step framework for how we can tackle these challenges and actually make that amazing promise a reality. And this is so much more than just a simple checklist. When we say ethical design, we mean building things like privacy and fairness into a system from the very beginning, not trying to tack it on later. Digital literacy isn't just about knowing how to use a phone. It's about understanding how that phone and the apps on it are using you. Inclusive policies, that's how we actively build a bridge across the digital divide. And public dialogue, well, that's on all of us. That's where we have the tough but absolutely necessary conversations about the kind of world we actually want to create. So at the end of the day, here's the big takeaway. Technology is just a tool. It's not good or bad on its own. It's like a hammer, you know? You can use it to build a house, or you can use it to tear one down. The choice isn't up to the hammer. The choice is ours. The tools are in our hands. So the real question is, what kind of future will we choose to build?